Hi guys, this is just a quick tutorial on how to move Pokemon from the older generations up to the newest generation of Pokemon games, which at the moment is Scarlet and Violet under Nintendo Switch consoles. Um, Unfortunately, if you're thinking of transferring from your older or your oldest Game Boy console, such as your this is a Pocket and this is your Game Boy Color, there is no way you can transfer red, yellow, blue, and green. Basically, it's just a Japan release, and Crystal, Heart, and Silver to the Gen 3 games. So these games you can't transfer. Unfortunately, you cannot do them legally, or you can basically transfer if you do the virtual console, which had been available in and the 3DS. But otherwise, from these cartridges, you cannot transfer. So the latest you can transfer, or the earliest you can transfer Pokemon is the Gen 3 Pokemon, which are your Leaf Green, Fire Red, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald under the Game Boy Advance systems. So between Fire Red, Leaf Green, which obviously got the first 152 Pokemons, and your Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire, you can use what we call a link cable. So for newer Pokemon fans, older players usually use a link cable to transfer Pokemon or to trade Pokemon between the Nintendo or Game Boy Advance systems, which include the original Game Boy Advance, the SP, Game Boy SP, which means single. I don't know single. I don't know what SP means. Maybe S is single because it's got a single screen. And the Game Boy Micro, which is the latest iteration, but I don't have that right now. So you use a link cable to transfer between those two, but between the Gen 3 and Gen 4 Pokemon games, so Gen 4 you're looking at your Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you will have to use a Nintendo DS. But not just a Nintendo DS, you have to use the Nintendo DS with a GBA port. So this is a GBA port. So if you look at it, it's got a DS game port, cartridge port, and a GBA cartridge port. So this is the oldest DS. It's fat and it's heavy, and then after that you get your DS Lite, which is obviously lighter, and yeah, I like it better. So you can use either of these two, but you cannot use the DSi because the DSi doesn't have a GBA slot. Okay, so another thing to consider, I'll just put my Pearl, is that the GBA game you will be using should be the same language as the Gen 4 game you're using, otherwise it won't work. So if you have a Japanese Sapphire, it won't work with an English Pearl and vice versa. And another thing is this will only work if your cartridge is authentic. So if your cartridge is after copy or a reproduction, then it won't work. I'll just show you a concrete example for that. So I got two Pokemon Pearls here. This is a fake Pokemon Pearl and this is an authentic Pokemon Pearl. So I'll put the fake Pokemon Pearl first and let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see here, it cannot read the Sapphire. It cannot read the Sapphire cartridge. Whereas, I'll just turn this off. And I'm gonna put the authentic one. Oop. It's really hard doing this with just one hand, but I'll do my best. Okay. Okay, now, yeah, you can see here there's an option migrate from Sapphire. So basically what happens when you click this is it will go to your boxes, to your PC boxes in your Sapphire game. Unfortunately, at the moment, I just made a fresh game on my Sapphire, so I can't really transfer any Pokemon because I don't have Pokemon yet there. But things to remember here, you should have at least 6 Pokemons in your PC, otherwise it won't work. And once you migrated from Sapphire, there's no turning back, so it's just a one-way street. But I'll show you how to do it. So let's say I've already migrated from my Sapphire. So you have to go to Route 221, which will open up once you finish the game. Okay, so I'll show you where that is. Sorry, Pokemon Fly. Yeah, 221 is at the bottom of the map. 221, yeah. So you will go to a place called Pile Park, and that's well, in the game it looks like it replaced the Safari Zone. So you go to that facility and you talk to this guy, and he will invite you to a catching contest, a catching show, and you'll basically just recatch all the Pokemons, all the 6 Pokemon you transferred. So obviously, if you transferred a water type Pokemon, you will have to look for that Pokemon in the water area and so on. Yep, and that's how you transfer from Gen 3 to Gen 4. Now let's talk about transferring Gen 4 to Gen 5. So Gen 5 would be your white and black, and white 2 and black 2. And this is a little tricky really, and I don't find it easy. So for this transfer, you will require 2 consoles, 2 DS consoles, or a DS and a 3DS. I'll just basically show you how to do that. Let's get the white one, Pokemon White, and let's put that in a DSi. Okay. And I'll turn on the other DS with the Pearl. I won't do the whole process because it takes some time, but I'll just show you how to do it. So so unfortunately, if you don't have 2 DS systems or a DS and a 3DS, you can't really transfer from Gen 4 and Gen 5, which is a shame really. Okay, Pokemon White. So you have to go to a place called Poke Transfer Lab, which will be made available once you finish the league, and it is east of Nimbasa City. So you have to talk to the scientist, and he will ask you whether you want to transfer from another DS system. So just say yes. And this is a one-way transfer as well. So once you transferred from Gen 4, there's no turning back. So save that. Okay. Yep, and then it asks you to open up the other DS at this point. And then it asks you to click on the DS Download Play. So the other DS will have this option here. It's called DS Download Play. So if you click that, it will look for the other system, and it says here the code is 55573, and it will find the system there, 55573. So you just have to follow the processes there. I won't go into too much detail because it's a bit time consuming, but what happens there is you will have to select 6 Pokemon from Pearl or Diamond, whichever you choose. You transfer 6 Pokemon to Pokemon Black or White, and then there will be a mini game where you will have to recatch all those Pokemon, and it's quite an annoying mini game really, because it's a bit challenging, but I won't go there. Okay, now that's for Gen 4 to Gen 5. Now from Gen 5 to Gen 6, all you have to do is to use a software called Poke Transporter. Unfortunately, you can't really download Poke Transporter now, 2024. But if you have that downloaded before, then all good. Or there's another way of getting it, and that's through opening your Pokemon Bank. So Pokemon Bank is available on your 2DS or your 3DS, whichever console you have. So I'll just show you. So Poke Transporter, sorry. This is what Poke Transporter looks like. It's a software. So what happens there is you will have to fill it up with Pokemon from the cartridge that you choose, and then you transfer that box to your Poke Bank. But that will be a maximum of 30 per session, I think. So to download this, you can go to your Pokebank using a 3DS system. You go to your Pokebank. Yeah, it's taking a while. Oh. Okay, and then there's an option here, download Poke Transporter, and that would put your Poke Transporter into your system. Okay, so yeah, basically from Pokemon Black to White 2 up to the next generation of Pokemon, you have to use Poke Transporter, which will transport the Pokemon into Pokemon Bank. So it says here I only have 16 days more, so maybe the service will be gone very soon. So you have to do this very quickly if I'm you. Yep. And now, how to use Pokebank. So you have to insert your 3DS game. So let's say, which one will I use? I don't know. Maybe Pokemon. What's this? Ultra Moon. Okay, so let's put my Pokemon Ultra Moon in. Okay, and basically what you do is you transfer from Pokemon Ultra Moon into Pokebank, and then you have to open your Switch. So in the Switch system, you go to Pokemon Home. So let's just do this all together. Okay, so let's say I want to transfer this 3 Pokemon into Pokemon Home. Okay, so I'll just save that. So the lower box is your PC boxes, and the upper box is your is the Pokemon you would want to transfer. Okay, so I'm just doing this simultaneously. In your Switch, you click this icon here. It's a 3DS icon, and click Begin Move, and it will show you a it's like a moving key. Yeah, a moving key, which will only be available for around 3 minutes. And your Pokebank, you just click in Move to Pokemon Home. Yeah, it's just taking a while. Yeah, move to Pokemon Home, and then you just key in the moving key there. Yeah, it gives you a warning there that you know you can return Pokemon once they're transferred. Oh, did I cancel it? Sorry, I think I pressed the B button. But well, anyway, the idea is you put the moving key, which is available here, and then these two systems will communicate, and that will transfer from your 3DS or your 2DS to your Switch. Yep. Yeah, and I guess that's it. That's how it transfers. Such a long way, and I think we only have a few, you know, a few. I'm not sure if days or months to do this, but yeah, we have to do this now before it all ends. Thank you. I hope you learned something here, and I hope I helped someone by you making this video. So, yep. See ya.